Try this.
Hi and welcome to Select 10. There have been many new movies released in the past few weeks, and in order to recommend the greatest movie picks, we have selected the top 10 best new Hollywood movies that have been released on Netflix, Amazon Prime Video, and Paramount+. Currently, these are some of the most popular movies in the world right now, so watch the complete video to avoid missing any of them. Now let's start the video. Number 10. Bull. It is a 2022 crime thriller film, written and directed by Paul Andrew Williams. The story centers on a guy named Bull who unexplainably makes a surprise visit to his hometown after a 10-year exile in order to exact revenge on those who wronged him years ago. A decade ago, Bull's mentor and father-in-law, Norm, used drastic methods to keep him and his son Aiden apart, and now that Bull has returned to his home to exact his vengeance and starts murdering Norm's friends and family. Bull chases his previous gang, which leads him to a brutal clash between his wife and her crime lord father. Overall, Bull is a well-written revenge drama with a gripping story, and it is unquestionably a violent, aggressive, and gory action extravaganza that is worth seeing. And the movie has a 6.4 rating on IMDb and a 77% audience score on Rotten Tomatoes. Number 9. Rogue Agent. It is a 2022 British thriller film directed by Adam Patterson and Declan Lawn. The plot revolves around Robert Freegard, a con artist and impersonator who poses as an MI5 operative and tricks numerous people into going into hiding for fear of being killed by the IRA. He abducts, enslaves, blackmails, and emotionally and physically abuses several captives until the woman who fell for him manages to turn things around by tricking the conman and bringing him to court. The movie summarizes his methods and his victims, but it doesn't go into a story that explores the mentality of a wicked guy. Although the film is thrilling and exciting, it unfolds more like a series than a movie. This is not to say that the film isn't well made, since everything from the performances to the dark setting to the surprising twists in the story ends up going very well together and makes The Rogue Agent an engaging film. And the movie has a 6.3 rating on IMDb and a 66% audience score on Rotten Tomatoes. Number 8. Look Both Ways. It is a 2022 romantic comedy drama film directed by Winuri Kahu. The plot centers on Natalie, whose existence is abruptly split into two different realities on the night before she graduates from college. The first, in which she gets pregnant and must deal with parenting, and the second, in which she relocates to Los Angeles to succeed in her profession. While Natalie is in the restroom with her friend, Kara, the movie alternates between two timeframes, one in which she is pregnant and one in which she is not. In the first scenario, Natalie's pregnancy test is positive and she stays in Texas to give birth. In the second timeline, the pregnancy test is negative and Natalie moves to Los Angeles to pursue a career in animation. Overall, it is a lighthearted, extremely charming story with fantastic characters that make you feel really connected to the film. It is a beautifully written story that examines the difficulties of parenthood, employment, relationships, and emotions. And the movie has a 6.3 rating on IMDb and 72% audience score on Rotten Tomatoes. Number 7. Loving Adults. It is Danish crime drama directed by Barbara Topsø-Rothenberg. The plot centers on Christian and Leonora, a married couple who seem to be leading a perfect marriage following their son is pronounced normal after a severe sickness. But when Leonora catches her husband at a party with his colleague, Xenia, the fine line between hatred and love turns lethal, and they both go to extraordinary lengths to achieve what they want. However, things heat up when Christian tries to murder Leonora, but his strategy fails and his destiny takes a disastrous turn. Overall, the movie is about betrayal, murder, and psychological twists that could surprise you with its suspenseful, unpredictable, and full of twist storyline that pulls you in and don't let you go until the conclusion. And the movie has a 6.4 rating on IMDb and a 67% audience score on Rotten Tomatoes. Number 6. DC League of Super Pets. It is a 2022 animated superhero comedy film based on the DC Comics superhero team, Legion of Super Pets. The story revolves around Crypto the Super Dog and Superman, who are everlasting best friends and share the very same abilities and battle evil in the city. However, when Lex Luthor kidnaps Superman and the members of the Justice League, Krypto must recruit a mixed crew of shelter animals, including Ace the Hound, PB the Potbellied Pig, Merton the Turtle, and Chip the Squirrel, to use their newly discovered abilities to assist in the superheroes' rescue. Overall, the movie is filled with plenty of hilarious and joyous moments, along with all the action sequences that are expected in a movie like this. In short, it is a great family movie. While the adults can geek out on the DCEU references, the youngsters will be won over by the pawsome moments. And the film has a 7.6 rating on IMDb and an 86% audience score on Rotten Tomatoes. Number 5. The Lost City. It is a 2022 action-adventure comedy film directed by the Nee brothers. The plot revolves around Loretta Sage, a novelist who writes about exotic locations in her successful fantasy novels, which involve an attractive cover model named Alan. But the actual story begins when Loretta, on tour marketing her new book with Alan, is captured by an international businessman who thinks she can guide him to an ancient city missing treasure from her latest novel. Alan, on the other hand, sets off on a deadly jungle adventure to save her in order to demonstrate he can be a hero in actual life, not just on the covers of her novels. Kindly do not expect a serious story from this film. It is a fun, exhilarating adventure filled with fantastic action, humor, and some amazing moments that make this film very enjoyable. And the movie has a 6.1 rating on IMDb and an 83% audience score on Rotten Tomatoes. Number 4. SEOUL Vibe. It is a 2022 South Korean action film directed by Moon Hyun-sung. The story takes place in 1988 and centers on the racers of the Sanghi Supreme Squad as they become involved in an inquiry into a VIP slush fund scheme. On the day of the inauguration ceremony of the Seoul Summer Olympics, a car pursuit across the city, including the Sanghi Supreme team, begins while illegal money is moved amid the confusion of everything going on. Car drivers are hired to follow the money in an effort to expose the entire conspiracy, and Dong-wook, the leader of the Sanghi Supreme team, is one of the major players. The plot of the movie progresses as this ragtag group of mechanics and drivers goes undercover to take down a big money laundering network. Overall, SEOUL Vibe is a fun action film, and you can see from the start that Dong-wook and his team will win, so the fun is in seeing them race to the end. If you enjoy fast-paced action films, this is the film for you. And the movie has a 5.5 rating on IMDb and a 74% audience score on Rotten Tomatoes. Number 3. Orphan: First Kill. It is a 2022 psychological horror film that serves as a prequel to the 2009 film, Orphan. The plot revolves around Lena Klammer, who appears to be a little Victorian girl but is really a 31-year-old Estonian serial murderer with a strange hormonal imbalance that causes her to look like a 9-year-old kid. After escaping from a mental facility, she arranges her escape to America by posing as a long-missing kid named Esther and infiltrate her previous wealthy family. However, her peculiar actions have many people scratching their heads, including the investigator who looked into the case of her abduction. But things turn against her when a surprising twist occurs, putting her up against a mother who will go to any length to keep her family safe. The story may sound silly, but it is a very realistic retelling of a true life story that will leave you wondering. I also recommend that you see the original Orphan first in order to really enjoy this one. The movie has a 6 rating on IMDb and a 77% audience score on Rotten Tomatoes. Number 2. Samaritan. It is a 2022 superhero film directed by Julius Avery. 20 years ago, 2 superpowered beings, Samaritan and Nemesis, were twin brothers who resided in Granite City. The heroic Samaritan eventually battled his wicked brother in the city's power station, triggering a fire, and both were accidentally killed in the resulting blast. The Samaritan continues to be beloved by many people, and there are claims that he is still alive. The present story follows 13-year-old Sam Cleary, who believes that his enigmatic and reclusive neighbor, Mr. Smith, is actually a renowned superhero named Samaritan, who is currently hiding in plain sight. On the other hand, with crime on the rise and the city on the verge of collapse, Sam makes it his mission to persuade his neighbor to come out of hiding in order to save the city. The movie has some hit-and-miss moments, and despite a few flaws, the film is really good. Stallone is entertaining to watch, and if you're looking for an edgier and more gritty superhero film, you will enjoy it. And the movie has a 5.8 rating on IMDb and a 77% audience score on Rotten Tomatoes. Number 1. Nope. It is a 2022 neo-Western science fiction horror film, directed by Jordan Peele. The movie follows OJ and Emerald Haywood, two horse-wrangling siblings, as they film a video on their small farm and encounter weird occurrences, like their electricity shutting out and their horses responding to unexplained energies. However, their lives are turned upside down when they see a massive UFO flying above the ranch, killing humans in the most terrible manner possible. To learn more, siblings seek to record video evidence of a mysterious object in the sky with the assistance of a computer salesperson and a famous cameraman, but things go tragically wrong, putting all of their lives in danger. The idea behind this film is very extraordinary, but the one aspect that let me down was the climax. I wish they had chosen a different route, but it's fine, because the concept alone makes this a worthwhile watch. And the movie has a 7.1 rating on IMDb and a 68% audience score on Rotten Tomatoes. That's it for today. Thank you for watching this video. And do subscribe our channel to see more videos related to movies and series suggestions.